What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Cigar Avengers Podcast. I'm your host, Cigar Head Fred, and today, listen, y'all, the other Avengers that will be here shortly, just give them a little time. But listen, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our guest that we have on with us. This man right here played a huge role in the West Coast hip hop movement, one of the most respected MCs in the industry, in my opinion. Y'all help me welcome Mr. Chace Infinite of Self Scientific.
What's up?
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the
Appreciate
show.
it. Appreciate it, brother Fred. Thank you for having me.
Hey,
It's an
man.
honor to be a guest on the Avengers here, man.
Hey, man. I appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate it. So, for those who don't know, what's up, Darshawn? What's up, Darshawn? What's up, man? Now, for those who don't know, um, we're gonna start out with cigars. Okay, we're gonna kick it off talking some cigars because for a lot of people that don't know, you a cigar guy. You like cigars, man.
I'm technically I'm a cigar guy.
Yeah. So I have a question. My question to you is we're gonna kick it off like this. Do you have a top three go-to cigars that you keep in your rotation?
um, yeah, it switches all the time, but right now I would say PG is my favorite brand right now. So I have
Okay.
I keep some PGs and all of them from the 30th anniversary to Maduro to the 15th, you know, even the artisan series. I mean, I just I smoke all of the PGs. So and then I have the La Polina Goldie is a constant.
Oh
I keep some La Polinas and me and Marvin been on this kick, man, with aged Davidoff. So we've been smoking a lot of aged Davidoffs. I've been smoking this Davidoff Colorado Claro, whatever. It's been pretty regular. So that's something that we've been doing on a regular basis. I think those are probably the top
yeah.
three.
Hey man, listen, that's a fire ass lineup, and you know what? That's another thing. It's so many cigars that you forget about. You forget about some. Like I'll tell you, like the I've been so caught up with some of the cigars that's in my rotation now that I totally forgot about the La Polina Goldie because the Goldie is that cigar is a hit every time. I haven't
Yeah,
had a
man.
bad
No, me neither. And I mean, I've tried several sizes of it, but it's consistent. It's made at El Titan de Bronze down there in Miami, and
one.
sometimes they have their factory second sales, and you can pick a bunch of them up. If you're lucky enough to be able to tell just by looking at it. So I
Yeah,
love the Goldie's a great cigar, and it's just
great.
it's medium to full, but it's just flavorful. When I first
Hmm.
started smoking, I would always smoke like I made the mistake of thinking that Maduro's was heavy. The more
Yeah.
you smoke, the more mature your palate gets. I just, but the Goldie's consistent as hell.
Man, for sure, for sure. So I'm a I I used to think that too when I first started smoking. I used to think that if I saw a cigar that had a dark shade had a dark shade wrapper on it, I would avoid it. I wouldn't go near it. It would be something that I would look at like, yeah, they're like, hey man, won't you try this Maduro? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not. I'm gonna pick up something on the lighter side because I remember back in college, I used to smoke the Nub Cafe. That would be something that I would smoke all the time because I drank a lot of coffee too because of studying and all the other good stuff. So
Yeah,
I would literally live in the cigar lounge during my in
yeah,
my college days. So and then once I really got into smoking like Maduros. Now I have to say though, I did kind of dive on the deep end because I for sure was smoking the Lunatic, the JFR Lunatic. That was a cigar. That cigar for me was that got me started on loving the 601 Blue Label because after I moved on from the JFR Lunatic, I moved right on to the 601 Blue Label by Espinosa, which that
Espinosa.
yeah, it's a it's always been a good cigar. And I know they and shout out to Espinosa too. I think they're supposed to be dropping a anniversary with the 601 Blue Label too.
Yeah.
So that's something that's really really good for me.
Yeah,
They go
Espinosa.
right there.
We don't get Espinosas at a lot of retailers here. I'm in LA, so
Yeah,
California. Although small batch, Maximara, a lot of places that are here that have almost everything, but just in general, you don't. There's certain brands that you don't see that often. I don't see a lot of Espinosa here in Los Angeles. I usually, come across some Espinosas when I'm in Florida, somewhere in the South or something.
yeah,
So I get
yeah,
a chance to sample my. I'd like to see more or smoke more of their portfolio, but I have had some 601, the Blue Label, and it's good. It's good for me. Bro, maybe like three times, a handful of times.
yeah. Now I'll tell you, like, so I think so. The last time I went to California, because I have family that live in Compton, so they I haven't been since I was 11. Last time I went, of course, I wasn't even thinking about cigars at that time anyway. But last time I went, um, I know we went to, of course, we went to Roscoe's, and it took us to Roscoe's, and we went to some other spots out there. But I always said I wanted to go back, of course, because I got to visit family for sure. But I said I wanted to come out there and grab some cigars. It's just the taxing, boy.
The taxes is crazy.
Taxes is crazy on
Yeah,
cigars out there.
it's,
It's
it's
nothing
not
like
it's not friendly to you. You in Texas, so it's no comparison. Texas,
yeah,
Florida,
yeah,
Virginia, Kentucky. Y'all brothers really get to smoke out here, man. You got to really love this shit because it's rent, and what you spend a month in cigars is rent in other cities.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, I saw that, man. Another, it was a lounge out there. It's a friend of mine, that a cigar buddy of mine that live out there. I think where does he live? He live out there in Riverside, and so he goes to a cigar lounge out there in Riverside, and I told him if he found this cigar, it's called the Nicaraguan series by AJ Fernandez. Fantastic cigar. And here, that cigar is a $7 cigar. And it's one of those $7 cigars that I'll put up against any $20 cigar any day. It's just that is that good.
Mm.
And um he found it, and it was like, I think, because
14.
it's seven here. It was like almost $20 there. Or if
Yeah.
that, it probably was $20. I can't remember the price, but it was up there. I'm like, but that's a $7 cigar here. Like that is. He was like, bro, can you send me some? So I grabbed him some here, and I sent him some. He's like, bro, thank you. I'm like, man, you welcome, because I didn't want you to have to spend all that bread on a cigar that's only $7, bro. Like,
These cigars cost. They cost for us, man. I can't front, but it's money well spent. To get the type of piece that you need from sitting down smoking a cigar. So, but it's
yeah,
not. I will say that it ain't cheap.
yeah. I agree. All right, so here's my first question. Again, as we're talking about cigars, um, where did you first fall in love with your first cigar? When was that?
I was in Mexico.
In Mexico? Okay.
Yes. So I come from like I said, I'm from California, from LA. So we smoked herb for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
a long time. So certain places you don't want to risk bringing herb with you.
Right. For
Mexico,
sure.
Mexico is one of those places because they got this thing when you come out the airport. It says random searches, and it goes by. It's like a green light, so it's like looks like a stoplight. So when it's red, you got to stop. When it's green, you can go. You know what I'm saying? But it's random or supposed to
Yeah.
be. And I've had too many brothers that have had like problems trying to bring in herb, and you don't want to go to the Mexican jail. So I used to always stop or get cigars, as soon as I cross over, just to, because we smoke herb inside a Fronto leaf, and Fronto leaf most of the time is a QB52 Connecticut
Hmm.
broad most of the time. So, partially we probably didn't realize how much we liked tobacco already.
Right.
So, so the first time I really started smoking cigars was when I, go to Mexico, be on vacation, and I would get like a box of, cigarillos. I get a different brand every time just to try them out, but they'd
Yeah.
be mostly Cubans. Like I was smoking just some really good cigarillos, and I get my little fix and continue my day. At night, I go unwind, looking at the stars or hearing the water in the ocean. Because I used to always go to Zihuatanejo, which is a like a tiny fishing town in Mexico.
Hmm.
Uh, so I used to go to Zihuatanejo, and after dinner in Ixtapa, I just would smoke a cigar, and I was like, man, this shit's kind of cool. Then I just found myself, wanting to do it more and more. And coincidentally, me and Marvin, my brother Marvin, actually started, our cigar journeys around the same time because we both stopped smoking herb. So when that kind of happened, I probably transitioned more into cigars and just started going to lounges, and anything I get into, I become a nerd at. So
Yeah.
so
Man,
so
that's
here.
that's cool. That's cool as hell, man. So like, I mean, like, so do you find yourself like, just say when you're in the studio, right? You listening to an artist, like, do they like you can smoke in there, right?
Sometimes some studios don't allow you to smoke, but if brothers in there smoking herb, I definitely light up a cigar and you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Because I'm like, if I was listen, if I was in the industry, I mean, I see why. Because it's a lot of artists now that have their own, studio attached to their home now, and I've seen that. And so, just I'm like, I'll be lighting up cigars, and I will have me a humidor inside the studio. That's just my thinking, like, you know what I'm saying. So that's why I wanted I wanted to ask you if when you're in the studio, because I know like cigars bring a piece of enjoyment in mind. I know how much you love music and just the lyricism of music, and just being able to smoke a cigar. Just cigar to me, cigars go with anything. I don't care what it is. Hell, cigars you can talk about. I'm gonna just throw something out there. Well, since I just had it done, a vasectomy, boom, cigars. You can talk about it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about your vasectomy though, brother.
No, no, no. That's the first thing that came to my head, man. That's the first thing that came to my head. Or just if you talk about sports cigars, talk about food cigars, talk about drinking cigars.
That's a good thing about cigars. It's just a conduit for conversation, or just or just quiet time and contemplation. So that's what I
Yeah,
appreciate about it. I forget exactly who told me, but a friend of mine told me that cigars is time you can never get back, but if you make the
hmm
right choice, it's time well spent.
I I like that. I really like that. I like that. All right, let me get to my questions. My other questions I got here. So my guy Chase was not trying to hear that. I know. My bad, man. But that was the first thing that came to my head. But I mean, if you think about it, it's just you think about the wildest conversations that guys have in the lounges because we've all heard it. We've all been in lounges where you it's always somebody talking about something where it's just a conversation. I've been in the cigar lounge before, and I never knew I was sitting around this, like, when I was, especially when I was in college, just being able to sit around guys that, like, these guys are big time Houston lawyers and business owners, and I never
Yeah,
knew these. I'm like, I'm a broke college kid, but just I heard a lot of conversations. They talked about marriage, they talked about divorce, they talk about a lot of shit, and and how to grow a business, how to start a business, and all the other good stuff. And you hear it, and then just it's all over smoking a cigar, and
absolutely,
it was a good time. So
absolutely. That's the most enjoyable thing about going to a lounge is you don't meet a lot of riffraff, and in the lounge. You ain't gonna ask nobody. Ain't nobody care about where you from
Right.
or try. Oh, you stepped on my shoe or no shit like that. At least not down.
Right.
At least not down here, man. It's brothers trying to get away from their wives, or think about some stuff they got going on in business. It's gentlemen. It's a gentleman's hobby, man. It's something that or lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
something that people that most of the brothers and sisters that I meet in the cigar lounge, they got something to live for, and shit to lose. So ain't nobody, everybody's trying to enjoy their time, have a conversation. And I met a lot of people that I consider friends at this age. I'm 52, so at this age,
Mhm.
it's like that's what me and my partners like to do is
Yeah.
smoke cigars, post up. Sometimes I go to Cigar Lounge or Marvin. We don't say nothing to each other. We just we just be there smoking, enjoying the cigars.
Yeah, man. I know. And it's that's crazy because sometimes you don't. You just want to go in, smoke a cigar. You don't have to say nothing. Just you basically just from what I've heard this before. You let the cigar do the talking. You don't say nothing. You just let the cigar do the talking. And I definitely get that. I definitely get that. All right, let's see. My question is, so can we talk about the Project Blowed era real
Sure.
quick? All right, hold on. We got look, there he is. The man just popped in. What's up, brother? Anu?
Man, what's up, brother Love?
Man, chilling on it, man.
Brother Love and OG brother Love.
What's happening, man?
Oh man, we get a chance to talk about all things Chase Infinite. Yes, Lord.
Yes, sir. So my first question to you is this. Um, what made Project Blow different from every other hip hop scene in America?
Um, well, I gotta start here. Like, while I was around and definitely frequented Project Blow, I mean, I still live in Lamert Park, operate in Lamert Park. Um, there's a certain class of individuals who are what they call Blodians or Project Blow, like like brothers who really was at Project Blow. Like, I
Right.
de- I definitely used to go to Project Blow and know almost all the original Project Blow brothers. Um, but I wouldn't consider myself like a Project Blow MC. Like,
Okay.
I was from a crew called Solar Panel,
Okay.
and Son of Light, A Law's Reflection, which was started by my brother Didon, who was the cousin to Battle Cat. If you know anything about LA, like you got like the cats are somebody's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bobcat, Battle Cat, he was Bobcat's cousin. But Bobcat was one of the original, like when they used to have like the new music seminars and shit like that. Bobcat was a DJ who had a lot of respect on the East Coast, West Coast. Like, he's an LA pioneer.
Hmm.
Uh, and he's from this neighborhood, not too far from here. But Bobcat is a legendary dude, and his little cousin Didon started Solar Panel. Didon and myself, DJ Khalil, we all are the same age. And Khalil was a part of the crew before Solar Panel called GBA, God Bless Africa. This was at a
Hmm.
time, like everybody was like, it was a real, knowledge of self movement. And because of my relationship and friendship with DJ Khalil, he kind of introduced me to everybody from Solar Panel. And I became, like a member of Solar Panel really through him and Brother Didon. And we used to exchange information, books on what people consider now to be conspiracy theories and shit like that. And
Yeah.
it was all students and brothers who, had aspirations of really going to college and, being intellectual brothers who made music that was meaningful. So, like I said, I spent a lot of time in Lamert going to Project Blow for ciphers and shit like that, but I wouldn't consider myself,
A
you know,
Project Blow MC.
it would be wrong for me to even say some shit like that. Even though we got love and respect for one another, I'm sure anybody who's like a real Project Blow MC would be like, yeah, Chase wasn't really a Project Blow nigga. Like,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
But that to be honest though, that era was a very pivotal and important era in Los Angeles hip hop, just because Los Angeles is a car and gangbang culture.
Mm-hmm.
So, while some of the brothers and sisters and Project Blow was of the gang and car extension of car culture, it was really about something else. It was about the ultimate creativity and expression of imagination and knowledge of self, and pushing the boundaries of what you could do in a rhyme.
Yeah.
So and musicianship. So um, it was kind of off the beaten path of what people outside of Los Angeles knew about Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a bit right there.
it was really really important, and the most you know brothers that influenced me and that I had a lot of love and respect for still to this day. Freestyle Fellowship was probably the most known group to ever come out of Project Blow. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
AC Alone was kind of the backbone of Project Blow, and AC Alone was a member of Freestyle Fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
So, AC Alone and Micah Nine, peace, rest in peace, Self Jupiter. One of their older homies, Spoon, Iodine, like all them brothers is people that I just incredible
Yeah.
MCs, and some of which I still speak to nowadays and I'm cool with.
Now I have now is this I'm just thinking about it because I have a roommate and I had a roommate when I went to this school called Tabor College before I transferred to Texas Southern. He was from the Bay, and in the Bay is all about E40 from what he told me, and he was like it's all about E40. And I'm talking about every day he walked in the room. He's like, "What's up, Fred?" Ooh, like it was nothing but E40, and like for them, like, and it was a cut. Like they all played basketball. Like all the guys that played basketball were from they were from LA. They were from California. Period. They were repping some part of California, and but most of them were from the Bay, and it was I never forget this line that they said it was the cleanest line of all time from E40. And it's like, I'm sharper than a porcupine spine. Ooh, I'm like, that's the clean. All right.
Boy
Okay.
boy
Hey,
got a good
I'm not
E40, good E40 impression. Boy got a
E40,
boy got a
E40
good
is
E40.
one of the greatest MCs we ever heard, man. Like, if you judging or measuring, MC on originality and, um, and a persona that is unique, and just delivery and cadence, delivery, slang,
yeah,
nobody compared. 40's a 101 to
he
where
is.
so if somebody do something that's reminiscent of E40, immediately that's E40. It's like it's hard as an MC, particularly at a time when you didn't have the internet to form these identities where people just knew immediately that was you. So
Yeah.
me and Merce, my brother Merce, who I know very well, it's my brother. But we always, I was a huge East Coast hip hop fan, big fan of Nas, and was for a long time.
Hmm.
Still am. But he used to always be like, Rakim, Nas, Coogee Rap. That's the lineage of the people that I really, really looked up to, right? So he used to always be like, E40 better than all the niggas. And we've been having this back and forth conversation since we was younger, man. Like, but
Yeah.
40's incredible, man. I think 40 we might be making records since 86,
Yeah.
86,
Yeah.
86, and then probably first really came out 88, 89, whatever. But for 40's incredible, bro. And he's still
Yeah,
to this
bro, he is. It's just like that was the only line that they would say like almost every day. Like
yeah,
every day. And I was
MC,
like,
because he's the type of MC where even though they may be simple, the way he says it, even how he says things, like you can't really
yeah.
memorize all of his rhymes. There's so much shit because his style is so intricate. But E40 obviously is somebody from the Bay, from Vallejo, which is a specific section in the Bay.
Hmm. Yeah.
The equivalent to, like, I guess, the arena or canon of hip hop that we come from in the Bay would be the hieroglyphics. So
Okay.
Submission, Delta Funky, Homo Sapien, Casual, Pet Love, like all those guys. Those are those, that's like family to us and people that
Yeah.
you know, we saw ourselves in the same kind of categorically closer to them than E40.
Yeah. All right, so now I'm ask you a question about self scientific. Now this is what I really want to get into with you. I wanted to know um how did self scientific first come together? How did you guys get together and say, you know what, we're gonna be self scientific? You know, what did it go like?
Well, self scientific didn't start until I want to say when we first went to college. Because prior to that, I was in a group with my cousin Dietrich called Numbskull.
Okay.
I've been writing rap since I was 10, 11 years old. But then I was in a group with my cousin Dietrich, who went to the military and got married and kind of early. So, he went on a totally different path. And Khalil was in a group called Soul Survivors with
Okay.
my brother Rasudan, our brother Rasudan, who's also known as Jay Tiger. He's kind of like the silent or third member of So Scientific that people really don't know much about, but he was always around. Him and Khalil was in a group. Rasudan went to Hampton University. Me and Khalil went to Atlanta. I went to Morris Brown. Khalil went to Morehouse, and I was selling weed and in battle ciphers and shit like that, and
Yeah.
spent a lot of time with Khalil. So we just really started forming the basis of what self scientific would be probably around 95.
95. All right, that's bad, man. Wait, tell me. I mean, y'all didn't want to come to Texas, man. Y'all could have went to Texas Southern, you know.
We
Shout
could
out
have,
to you.
yeah, we could have, but I was in. I didn't have Freaknik.
Yeah. Tell her how many times. Tell you how many times did you go to Freak Nick?
3. I went to 3 times for sure. I was down in 93, 94, 95. Shit.
Yeah,
Did I
now
go?
I'm on there.
I think I went 96, but I definitely got my fair share of Freaknik, Jack.
Man, look, I listen. I've seen plenty of pictures of Freaknik. My uncles, I've seen it. I've seen plenty of pictures, and I'm like, man, that's is. But I mean, from what I've heard, they're trying to bring that feel back. But I'm like, you can't. It's not. It's definitely not gonna be the same.
It'll never be the same. I mean, I'm sure for younger people, like I don't want to sound like the old head, but I mean, it'll never be the same. It's
It'll
just
never be the same.
All right, there we go. Now I'm on.
Yep. What's up?
Hey, living a dream. What can I say?
Well, it's
Yeah,
a living the dream.
it'll never be the same. Freaknik, the world has changed.
It definitely has. It definitely has. Because if listen, just think if the internet would have been around, if the internet really would have been around like that, how it is now, then there's things that had like Snapchat or Instagram Live back then at these Freakniks. Man, it'll be a mess.
Everybody be in jail.
You right about that? Well, I will say this about Freaknik, like now, like old pictures is coming out. So dudes is pulling out Polaroids,
Yeah.
of their mamas.
Yeah.
Freaknik. And they're like, "Mama, what you doing?"
My mama was there. I know she was popping ass.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I know my mama popping ass. She was there. My mom was there. My mom was there for sure.
It was a bit of a revolution going on in certain parts of the country.
Yeah. My mom would give it that how my mama. Look, I was born in 91, and my dad and my mom was at Freaknik.
Oh yeah, man. That was the time, man. Atlanta was the place where like I said, I'm from Los Angeles. I remember. I think I talked to a brother I knew about this before. It's like, we have a very diverse community. We got Mexicans, we got Koreans, we got Filipinos, we got Armenians, we got everybody in LA. So many people, so many different sections. But you don't get many areas of concentrated black people. Watts, Leimert Park, parts of Inglewood, like a little bit, a couple of parts that's where it's like, but even then, when you go to the grocery store, it's, people from other races in the grocery store working and shit like that. When you go to the gas station, it's, people from other races. Shit like that. Atlanta was the first place I went as an adult where it's like, I don't give a fuck if you going to the gas station, the package store, or the liquor store. The motherfucker, I don't care where you going. It's somebody black. I remember for the first 3 months there, I called my mom. I was like, "Mom, I'm tripping." She was like, "Well," I was like, I have not seen a white person or a Mexican or nothing." I said, "They ain't got no Mexican restaurants out this motherfucker. I don't know where to get a good taco." Like, for real, like I was tripping. I was like, this shit is different. And I didn't, me being so involved in, Black African studies, what we call knowledge of self. I was like, it's the first time I was conscious of the fact that there weren't any other races around. So, and then, from everything from below the poverty line to ultra rich motherfuckers. It was just all black people, and that shit was incredible to me. So it was a very liberating time at that age, at what I was involved in, what I was interested in. Like, it just, everything plugged in. And then, so even Freaknik, like, we look back at it now as like, this, as this like sexual explosion or some type of revolution, or, in regards to like sexuality in the black community. That's the only thing that they really focus
talk about.
Right. Yeah.
Talk about, but it was so much more than that, bro. It was so much more than just niggas looking to freak off. I mean, it was that shit happening, but it was more about like the idea that we could build these worlds and have enterprise and share money amongst one another. Because the clubs, the after parties, black brands and shit like that. I had never seen nothing like that. Just a complete universe of blackness that was, being constructed. And it was the early days of LaFace Records and Savvy Records, which is Pebble's label, and So Def, the very beginnings of So Def and shit like that. Lil Jon used to be a DJ at a reggae club on Peachtree. He's like Shaka Zulu, who manages Ludacris and all that. We used to do a radio show at WRG, Radio Free Georgia, called the Panther Power Hour. My brother Didon, who started Solar Panel, had a radio show called Panther Power Hour, and all the Solar Panel guys was like extended cast members. And when we go away to back home for the summer, Shaka Zulu and then we take over our radio show. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, all these brothers, I've been knowing these brothers since college, and all these young enterprising black people that was doing incredible shit in the heart of Atlanta. It was just like, it was so much more than just, what they make it out to be now. It's sensational now, but that shit was about was about the construction of a black commercial infrastructure, that you see today. You know what I'm saying? But that's what was happening.
Yeah, man. That's so. I want to ask you this: what was the creativity process like between you and Khalil?
Khalil, my best friend, bro. I talked to this man since 8th grade. Me and Khalil met at basketball camp in 8th grade, and we found out, we was both getting picked up from a superstar basketball camp in Santa Barbara. We was getting picked up. Our parents were kind of parked next to each other. My mama would pick me up. I was saying bye to Khalil, whatever, because we was, competitive against one another and shit like that. Became super cool at camp. Because I remember going down the hallways and heard somebody playing Gangstar, and I'm like, who the fuck playing Gangstar? I'm at a West Coast basketball camp, and not many people knew who Gangstar even is. Like, so I'm looking like, it's this dude Khalil. Khalil, he playing fucking Jungle Brothers, Gangstar, like all type of shit. And the
Jungle Brothers, wow.
The first Gangstar album, No More Musical Taste. I was like, who is this nigga? We just hit it off. We became ultimate friends. Every day we would kick it. And I was getting picked up, and my mom looked over and seen his mom was like, because Khalil's father, Walt Hazard or Mahdi Abdul Rahman, had converted to Islam. And his mom, my mom called her by her government name. Her name is Jaleesa. But now, but back when they knew each other, she called her by her government name, Pat. So my mom was like, Pat. And Khalil was like, wait, how you know my mom's real name? Our parents knew each other. They had lived in the same building and spent time around one another and shit like that. And my mom was like, "Oh, you Walt Hazard's boy," because all the Hazards got jaws. Like, you know what I'm saying? So mom recognized Khalil, and when we realized our parents knew one another, we just became very best friends. So to answer your question in regards to creativity, like, we just transmute all the conversations we have as brothers into songs. You know? And very often, like, Khalil went to school for human behavior or psychology, so I'm a little bit closer to the edge in terms of like lifestyle. So Khalil's always been like my psychologist, my therapist for free, and vice versa. That's truly my brother. So our creativity is really based on our shared experience.
That's a bit, man. So all right, so I gotta ask this question. We got to kind of go back to Project Blow, because I know Project Blow, they had open mic battles, and so I gotta ask you: do you think that that artists today they could survive a Project Blow open mic battle? No.
It's only a handful of guys like that even see hip hop in that light now. It's become totally different. I mean, there are some people, but none that are probably in the commercial sphere outside of people like Jid, Kendrick Lamar, like that. Brothers that take, the art of rhyming like in a whole different way, man. Like, and then Project Blowed is like top tier gladiator school. Like, you couldn't come to Project Blow 4 or 5 times and not battle somebody. They just, especially if you were somebody that was quote unquote known or had a name or thought you was dope. Like, you getting tested. And that's what it was about,
right?
So a lot of these guys, like, and it wasn't as sensational as it is now. Like, your mama's this and all the extra shit. These niggas was high level rhymes, man. With Project Blow was next to a coffee shop that inspired my coffee shop called Fish Street Dicks. Fish Street Dicks was started by former homeless man named Richard Fulton, and they used to have live jazz and shit like that. It'd be JMD, the Underground Railroad, Fred Walker, all types of dope jazz musicians, because Lamert is really a jazz mecca in Los Angeles, right? So getting musicians up there playing, and the brothers like Micah Nine, who later learned how to play trumpet, they would be emulating the scales of the music, like the horn. They would emulate the scales of the music vocally with rhymes, with words. Like, so you would be in Project Blow and hear some shit you ain't never heard a rapper do.
That's crazy, because
a nigga would literally be rhyming syllables, multi-syllabic rhyme schemes in the scale of a freestyle horn trumpet player.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's nuts, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
Man,
it's artists now. What do you think? It's like, do you think? Is there an artist now that kind of has that old school feel for you? Like, it's not saying old school, because I mean
that takes the craft that serious. Yeah, I said, there's a handful of them. There's some, it's a lot. Listen, I don't just listen to like MCs that I guess that are widely known. But if I'm going to use an example of ones that are widely known, there's brothers like, like Jid, like Kendrick Lamar,
Mark Hamill,
brothers that have like a different, like, their respect for the craft is way, way different, and they're their ability in terms of like vocabulary, cadence, voice, tone, like and emotion is just yeah, that would have been good in any fucking era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I have like my students, they send me, one of my students sent me this song, and I'm like, you think this is fire, bro? Like, he really thought this was like really fire, and he's a senior now. He's about to go off to college, and what was the song? His something by the dude said, yeah, my grandma got hit by a bazooka. And I'm like, and that was his lyrics, and he was kind of like singing on it. And I mean, like he had a nice tone, but you can definitely tell it was auto tune with it. But he was like, he said, rest in peace, my grandma. She got hit by a bazooka. That's what it was. I'm like, he like, that's fire, right? I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. That's not fire, bro.
Hey, but Fred, but here's the thing though. But you gotta think about back when Eminem came out and that Detroit rap style came out. So that Detroit rap was really about doing wild stuff, saying wild, crazy stuff. Like when D12 and Eminem was out, like you were like, what are you talking about? Like shrooms and mushrooms and talking about seeing leprechauns and doing all types of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like Bizarre and all them was saying crazy, wild kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to rap, for me, I feel like each area has like their own type of style. So like if you from Dallas, it's a different style. If you from Louisiana, it's totally different. If you from LA, it's way different. Especially the beats. Like LA beats are like totally different from East Coast beats. Like it's like night and day when it comes to style, or style, cadence, beat selection. Like because you got to think about like Kendrick. That's not like us. That right there was West Coast 150%.
Oh, for sure.
But
I think that was intentional though.
It was. Yeah.
Kendrick does that from time to time as an artist from Compton, but here's the thing, man. Like, yeah, regionalism and hip hop exists because everybody's expressing the ethos of who they are and what their environment was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But particularly in my era, man, like hip hop was sample based music. It didn't matter if if you listen to early Compton's Most Wanted, which is considered by many like a gangster rap group, but they was Compton hip hop niggas like DJ Mike T and MCA. Like that shit was boom bap hip hop to where they formed a relationship with Gangstar and DJ Premier that was so the sound of what we consider to be hip hop was probably more universal and based upon what people nowadays would consider to be East Coast hip hop. See, that was the thing about Self Scientific. We used to have like, we from LA, we from all the bullshit, but like we made a conscious decision not to put hand claps like boom, 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 we made a decision not to put that type of shit in our music because we didn't want to be once it became like a standard, once NWA or shit like that, you have a standard for what you think West Coast hip hop was. We didn't want to be that. So a lot of motherfuckers think we from the East Coast. There's a group called Self Scientific. We rapping about the gods and the earths and all this extra shit. So they thought we from the East Coast. Because hip hop at one point we had a universal understanding of what the sound of hip hop was, and it became regionalized the more commercial it got. But I think the Rick Rule from Royal Flush from Louisiana, from New Orleans, which is Bun B's favorite MC ever.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas didn't sound like traditional bounce music and Jubilee. Them niggas sound like they were straight from Queens or some shit, rapping their ass off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Chase, there was a group from Oakland that had an East Coast type of vibe to them. I forgot the name of them. like one of my boys was explaining it to me. It was a group from Oakland, and everybody's like, "Yo, nah, they
there's several groups, but we was talking about that before you got on. You probably talking about hieroglyphics, so it's a mystery of
yeah. But, and the one thing too that you brought up that made me think back to when I was a kid was like you talking about the gods and stuff like that. Like that was like mostly like because like my dad lived on Staten Island, so my brother listened to a lot of those dudes that was talking about the gods, the earth, a lot of like 5% of rap.
What's today's mathematics?
Yeah. Yo, listen. If you don't know your math, you're getting that ass whooped.
That's crazy.
At one point, there should be something called, you get your universal beatdowns if you don't know your student enrollment. Which is the first lesson of the nation of gods and earth. But like these are things that are intrinsic to what we consider hip hop culture, right? Like we all know the pillars, but Staten Island became Staten Island is a suburb, and even though they have housing projects, a lot of people from Staten Island moved there from Brooklyn, from Queens, from other parts, and the Nation of Gods and Earth started in Harlem. Father Law is from Virginia, Danville, Virginia, but then he started the law school in Mecca, or what would he call the Nation of Gods and Earth, the 5%ers, commonly known as the 5%ers, in Harlem. So it was something that became the through line or the culture that a lot of people in hip hop kind of adhered to. So that's why you get people like Wu-Tang or so many people that adhere to the lessons of the 5% Nation of Gods and Earth, and that had a heavy impact on us early.
One of my friends at work, he's a 5%er, so he grew up in the Fort Greene projects in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, as a kid, you had to learn. Like when you went to school, like they would send you to school, and you had to learn, know your shit.
Yeah,
you know,
because it was a very popular culture.
Yeah,
and it's just like anything, man. Half the shit we do is because we want access to girls, right? So when some shit become cool, everybody try to be a part of it. Whether it's gang banging, whether it's Nation of Gods on Earth, but so a lot of people be like, just like nowadays. And I'm not comparing gangs to at all because it's totally different.
Yeah.
But you can get a lot of brothers to be like, I'm a blood, I'm a Crip, I don't know about this shit, but they feel like that because it's some proximity, it's something cool that girls might be into or some shit. But other brothers, so it was the same way with the Nation of Gods on Earth. A lot of brothers and sisters, would speak the language but didn't know the lessons.
Yeah. See, I could have been a rapper when I was like 9.
You could have been.
Yeah. See, but I never finished my lyrics. And so I would say this one rap all the time. You let me know if this is fire though. I got to kick it for you. Since we got you on, I got to kick it. All right, so it go a little something like this, right? So I was walking down the street just to ride in my bike, and that was it. That's it.
Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah. Okay, let me show you why. Let me show you why it's horrible. Want me to tell you why it's horrible?
Why was it horrible?
Say that, and like in your regular colloquial voice, bro. Say that rhyme like he was talking to me. Don't say it like you don't try to stylize it. Just say it.
All right. I was walking down the street, so walking just to ride on my bike.
You would never say Justa.
I would say Justa. You wouldn't, Fred.
No.
I was walking down, but how was you walking and ride your bike at the same time?
See that's the genius of it. Because you don't know. You know what?
Was you riding your bike or was you walking?
You know what's crazy? You know what Fred got me thinking about? Slick Rick. And that right, like how Rick could be rapping and you could pretty much just visualize the whole story in your head.
Oh yeah.
See?
my favorite track from Slick Rick is
He said skip hop.
You know, and he started talking. He's like, "Yo, I got a girl, but I ain't even with all that," you know. And he was like, but he was like, her friend is better, you know. And you like, damn, y'all can see that. You're like, you know.
So you get my genius, right?
Yeah.
Fred. It's okay though. You know, you knew early. You was like, I ain't about to even finish this shit.
Yeah,
I was 9.
It's a good thing.
Hey, Fred and Freaky Negro though.
For that though, Slick Rick. Slick Rick talk is like it's conversational. He's delivering his conversation in the same tonality as his raps. That's why that shit is incredible still to this day.
Oh man.
So I got a question for you about the industry. How come guys don't like stand behind the scenes and just letting their pen do the work for them? Why does everybody want to be in front of the camera? And then, like, to me, I feel like a lot of people who pen was nice, they would go up and try to come out with an album or try to do way too many features, and next thing you know, everybody's like, "Yo, nah, you garbage."
Give me an example.
So like J.R. Ryder.
What about him?
Well, J.R. Ryder, like when he writes for Dipset, it's fire.
Who do you write for?
He wrote for Joel Santana.
Did he?
Yeah. It's the way he says, did he?
I think that's lore. I don't think that's true.
You know, I
don't think they all wrote for. Man, I met Joel Santana when that nigga was like 15, 16 years old. Man, he was part of a group called Draft Pick. Out of Harlem. My nigga Ray, who I work with at Priority Records, actually signed him before he got with Dipset. And there wasn't no J.R. Ryder around then. Not the I know of. That nigga was writing. Man, that nigga Joel was nice as a motherfucker. Young and had a deal. Young as a young. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember I mean, maybe he did write some hooks or something. J.R. Ryder's nice as a motherfucker. And J.R. Ryder it wasn't like he came into the game like as a writer. You know what I'm saying? He was that's why I say give me an example, because most people like that's the thing. In hip hop, there wasn't a lot of ghostwriters per se. The first ghostwriter that I heard of, and he was like, "Oh, you know, Big Daddy Kane wrote that." Was Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane used to write rhymes for Bismarck and shit like that. Like niggas, you know, but Big Daddy Kane was, you know, he was just nice, but he was always an artist. It just took him a minute to get known. Not until he put out Raw did you know that he was like, oh shit, that's Big Daddy Kane. Like, you know, but he was one of the first people that actually had like a reputation as a writer that I remember from my era. There hasn't been a lot of like, you know, nowadays, you know, somebody like Quentin Miller, you know, he still puts out projects and shit like that. And at one point he had more focus on his own artistry, but Quentin Miller still writes rhymes for some of the biggest artists, bro.
Well, so I was surprised that look like Lil Yachty was writing all them tracks for the City Girls.
Yeah, and shit, he got writing credits on 9 songs on Drake's previous album. Like, you know,
that's crazy.
Yachty's you know, I'm not saying he wrote Drake's rhyme. He had credits as a writer, so he had some contribution. But you know, Yachty's, there's a lot of brothers that are, you know, that still write for other people, but there's very few people that write for other people that aren't artists themselves.
So I got a question for a self-scientific question. Looking
not
back,
hip-hop. Man, it's not a whole bunch of that in hip hop.
Looking back, which self-scientific record are you most proud of?
Oh wow!
If there is one, because I mean, I know that all of them, you put your heart and soul into everything that you know.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. I ain't gonna do you like that. But I'm trying to. Think.
I don't know if you ever been asked that question before. No,
probably not. Like album or record.
record?
Return is like, even though it's like I feel like we have songs that are better than that. Return is the one that kind of like Return is the one that probably got the most traction at a time when we were unknown. They got us national, international attention.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you a song called Return.
Yeah. All right. Now I gotta ask this.
Mhm.
Our fellow Cigar Avenger, Marvin, aka Cron Dunn.
Mhm.
How did y'all meet? And like what was the connection that they're like, all right, this nigga right here, we Ace Boon Coons.
Man, me and Marvin been friends since I was maybe 18, and nigga maybe 14. You know, we got to know each other just on the scene in the hip hop scene in Los Angeles. Marvin was a part of a crew, you know, Outburst Soul, which was like another kind of like, you know, we was, you know, like a dance crew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I don't think he was even rapping just yet. But he was involved in the music industry, and then he was, you know, a lot of people don't know, but some people do. Like Marvin was a member of the West Coast version of what they consider Black Watch.
Okay.
Black Watch was the extended crew of X Clan. So back in the day, Marvin used to wear the tam. You know, he had piercings. You know, nose piercing. Fucking used to wear the fucking leather tans. Be walking with a staff and shit like that. Like Brother J, Professor X. You know, he spent extensive time with them brothers at a young age, and was always in the club scene. Like we used to have this, you know, Water the Bush, Unity, that my cousin Bigger B did, like the hip hop club scene. So we would always see each other, and we just became extra cool, man. That's been my brother, man, for for a long time. You know, between Khalil and Krondike, man, it's just, you know, two of my best friends for life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we met. That's how we initially met one another, and then you know, we go to college. Shit happens in between. You know, he had a baby and shit like that. Probably shortly after I met him, and then shit, man. I think we reconnected probably, you know, when I first came back from school around 97, 98. He started working with this brother named Truly Odd, who's a DJ out here on the record pool called Heavyweights Record Pool. And he helped Marvin put out his first 12-inch. It was a song called The Rules. And we all were, you know, obviously in the same hip hop scene. And, you know, I just really, really fuck with The Rules. The Rules was an incredible song. And, you know, we started working with one another. You know, me and Khalil started working with Krondike, and he actually put out a couple 12 inches on our independent label called SOL Music Works. And we started putting music out. He was on our first album, that single called Three Kings in Asia. And like you know, I think every hip hop group or crew or MC has like a cast of characters, the people that they always have on their music. And you know, shit, Krondike's been on almost every one of our albums in some capacity. It's just, you know, that's just my brother, man. It's very very few things that we've gone through since, you know, in our adulthood that we don't in some ways do together.
Mm-hmm.
Except acting. I ain't an actor, man. I need to figure that shit out.
Yo, Marv, what's up with the plug?
What's up with the plug?
What's up with the plug, man?
Spider-Man, nigga.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Marvin too, man. He been doing this thing, man. We're proud of him, man, for sure. Definitely proud of him, man. I know that you are too.
I'm proud of him. You know, that's because, you know what? Like, because I think that's my own personal thing, though. Because I feel like when niggas say they proud of you, sometimes I feel like they didn't expect it. I'm happy for that nigga.
Happy for for sure.
I'm not proud of him. That's my brother, so I'll be happy for that nigga. When he do shit like that, I'll be acting like it's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for my brother, for real.
Yeah, man.
Like, I think a friendship like that, like, is invaluable, man. Like,
oh man, 100%.
I was like this, like, on Thursday, I was with my boys I grew up with, and we doing a bar crawl, you know. And for us just to be together, like we knew each other since we were 11 years old.
What's a bar crawl, nigga? What's that?
Like, well, you know,
like
that's we just go from bar to bar to bar
hopping.
So bar hopping.
Hold on, where you from, brother?
From New York.
Where in New York?
Well, I grew up in New Rochelle, but I'm out in Newark right now.
Okay, I'm about to say that sounds like you got some crazy white friends. That nigga
listen. I did play rugby, so in rugby we call that a bar.
That sounds like some shit you do with some niggas that play rugby. We going on a
man.
We going bar crawl.
Yo, so
skirmish.
We do a bike ride,
okay,
and we do a bar crawl.
That's fire.
Now, when I tell you the bike ride is insane, bikes have to be confiscated.
So y'all drink before you ride the bike, or all you before?
No, so we'll go from Newark all the way down to Woodbridge, and in between we just stop at bars along that route. So we talk about, huh?
On the bike.
On the bike.
You niggas crazy.
God damn, on the bike? God damn.
Yo, it's insane. It's insane. Yo. So
one of the people in chat said a bar crawls when you get so drunk you crawling out to the next bar. That make more sense. Okay. So.
Yo, man, so the walk goes from Newark to like a few towns over, but along the route, like we'll walk for 20 minutes, stop into the next bar. But every bar is already lined up already, so they know we coming.
Oh,
because yeah. So they've been doing it for so many years that they just stop at the same spots over and over again. You know, so they ready for us, and we come in 40 deep.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I ain't know that shit. But a bar crawl is crazy.
Also, why I don't drink.
Listen, man,
you know what rhymes with crawl, nigga? Brawl.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, man, we started down on at the Garden. From the Garden, we made our way all the way up to 125th Street. Stopped at this, and we ended at this African restaurant. Finished off up there in Harlem.
What African restaurant?
Huh?
Which African restaurant?
Oh man, I think it's called Native. It's on 124th.
Okay, I miss New York, man. New York got the best food.
Yo, man, listen, New York has an energy to it, and I always tell people.
Oh, it's back now. I see you rocking your Knicks jersey. But I said every New York nigga I know right now. These niggas got Knicks. We like to deal with this shit for the next year, Chief.
Yo, listen.
These niggas be wearing shit every day. They're the most
every day.
World, nigga.
Yo, when I tell you, I couldn't even get in. I couldn't even get into the parade. It was so crazy. It was it had to be at least 6 million people out there.
Man, it was crazy. I seen the videos.
Yeah.
But you didn't put on a big hat. What you got going on?
You know, bro? I mean, hey, you said New York got the best food, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
It damn so ain't Texas.
You niggas got cool barbecue, man. Go on with that shit, man.
Sleep.
Y'all niggas ain't even good.
What? You out your damn mind? Where you been at?
What?
Where you been at out here? Anu, come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Barbecue overrated as a motherfucker. Texas folks
say, dog. No, that's some viral places that you be seeing online, kinfolk. I'm telling you, boy. Say, you come out here with me? I'm telling you.
Y'all got some good donuts in South Dallas. That's about it.
Come on.
Hey, Fred, have you ever had Dominican barbecue, Fred? Huh?
No, because I don't
Exactly.
Exactly. Oh, ain't no Dominican barbecue, nigga.
First of all, like you ain't live life until you go to Brooklyn.
Y'all niggas ain't got better Mexican food than LA, huh?
Yeah. Huh? I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. Now, River, I gotta ask you a question. I want to ask you, I got a lot of goddamn questions to ask you, dog.
We gotta get through them because I'm gonna tell y'all. You know what it is? I got a 11-year-old son that's driving my daughter nuts right now. My daughter just texted me saying he's fighting me for yogurt. I said I gotta go.
Oh my god,
wow. That's wild. Man. So I'm not gonna let me. Okay, so industry question, because you've been in the industry for a long time. So the industry question I want to ask you is: so you've been an artist, manager, executive, and an entrepreneur. Which role taught you the most?
Being an artist probably taught me the most. I mean, I've been an executive or working at a music label since I was 14, but I was an independent artist, so we put out our own shit, and I probably learned the most being, self-scientific prepared me for everything. To be honest.
So I have a follow-up question for that, because and I'm not going to say it, but we all know who controls the industry and who are kind of the Muppeteers when it comes to when you sign with labels. And if you notice something, anytime that a big artist leaves a label, all of a sudden this whole smear campaign comes out after him. Like Chris Brown, when he left Apple, I think he left Apple, but he left one of them. Couldn't find none of his stuff on Spotify, nowhere. Like when he dropped his first 2 albums, you ain't hear no singles on the radio. You literally had to look for Chris Brown's music.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez, when Tory Lanez left Apple and made that $1 like NFT that you could download, and he made like $2 million cash off of that.
Yeah.
You will live it.
Yeah.
Anytime that these big artists leave, so, and the one thing too is that you can never go with, and this is my opinion. I feel like you can never go with a strictly Black-owned label because of the fact that they're always going to be an affiliate to Atlantic or Republic, or to any of those big record labels.
What's the question?
No, well, my question to you is, when it comes to that, well, like my question to you is like, is there any way that you feel like somebody like a Black artist or get any type of real estate in that market? What I mean by that? As far as
what you're saying is really nuanced, right? So there's no one answer in one direction.
Yeah.
But I can give you a couple examples of Black-owned labels that have very interesting deals and very successful. Have you ever heard of Cash Money?
Of course, yeah.
Ronald and Brian still own Cash Money. I mean, they sold a portion of their catalog, and they do partnerships. They do partnerships with people.
Yeah, I was gonna say because isn't Cash Money a subsidiary label of somebody? Okay.
No, they weren't a subsidiary for a long time. So they came from an independent distribution network in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. I'm trying to think of the name of it. There used to be these things called one-stops. They distributed labels from the South. I think it was Southwest Distributors. So they got a huge distribution deal and received like $12 million for their first distribution deal because they owned all their masters in exchange for a small percentage of distribution. I think at one point they only paid 12% distribution to Universal, which was known as Uni at the time. No limit, Master P. Master P had no limit and only paid as low as a 12% distribution fee to Priority, which was another independent label. It wasn't black owned, but it was an independent label. And they eventually did a deal with EMI. You talk about TDE. TDE has artists that are on Interscope, that are on RCA, Warner. They have an artist at every, TDE is a black-owned label that does, business or distribution situations with a bunch of different independent distributors. So there's been, there's not, for every one Cash Money, there's 100 other black labels that are probably subsidiaries or co-opted by a major distributor. But the idea that, and there's a major black erasure going on right now because of people like Master P and Cash Money, black artists, black labels have made more money than they've ever made, even in an era where streaming services or streaming economics doesn't really pay the artists like physical sales did. But yeah, it's 100% possible, and there's a lot of people that have really good examples of how to and are doing it. But there is a large, black erasure happening right now in the music industry.
So definitely was under
Sony.
So yeah.
AZ had a question. AZ said, "What do you guys think about Bad Boy Records?" So
no comment.
To answer that honestly, I think Bad Boy was an incredible.
They had an amazing run, man.
I think Bad Boy was an incredible institutional hip hop label. We're not going. What we're not going to do is regardless how you feel about the brother and what he's going through and shit like that. We're not going to completely erase the history of that Bad Boy. I mean, I'm not.
For sure.
What he's going through in his personal life or what he's going through, that shit is. If we're gonna scrutinize, we gotta scrutinize all these motherfuckers that like that. Then you know what I'm saying. When you start to pull up the plywood from the floor, some ugly shit underneath there for a lot of individuals. But Bad Boy was an incredible label, man.
Yeah. I love Bad Boy catalog. The craziest thing my boy said, because he was like, if R. Kelly gave Michael Jackson "You Are Not Alone." He was like, if he would have gave Michael Jackson "I Believe I Can Fly," that track right there would have probably been even 4 or 5 times bigger than it was.
Possibly.
Yeah, for sure.
We're talking about Michael Jackson, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, but the only reason I say that is because it fits Mike's kind of flowing in catalog.
Here's what we know for sure. You could have gave Michael Jackson Itsy Bitsy Spider and that motherfucker be big.
yeah, that's true. That's facts. That's actual factuals.
Old McDonald had a farm would have been bigger with Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because people don't when my son's 19.
Yeah.
And I tell him all the time, I'm like, yo, you have no idea how big Mike was. He had white people fainting in Germany. Mike carried out.
Mike is the mark in terms of he's the one.
He's the one.
He's everybody's North Star, man.
Yo,
AZ, you missed it. We already talked about Cigars at the beginning. You should have been here on time.
Yeah, exactly. AZ.
I was smoking a Davidoff Colorado Claw from probably 2010, 2014. My brother, I love aged tobacco or something about it.
Man, for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I'm smoking a Davidoff Auto.
There you go.
I told Fred. Originally I was gonna smoke this for my son's graduation because it was my last day.
Just get another one.
It was my last day of child support, so to celebrate me getting off child support, I was gonna smoke this Davidoff Auto. But I left it up here.
There you go.
So what what better opportunity than after 53 years, the New York Knicks are world champions. When I tell you I cried so much game 4.
You physically cried?
Cried like a baby.
Bro, he
Like
did.
a baby.
He did.
Don't tell nobody.
Listen. The whole city was bought at the game 4 was insane.
I'm happy for the Knicks, man. The fact that the championship in New York is good for the game of basketball. Don't nobody love basketball like New York, but physically crying because niggas win the championship is crazy.
It was at the parade. It was people at the parade still balling.
Yeah, y'all was wilding out. They was doing a lot at that parade. These niggas suck.
Hey, that's facts, Darshawn. He said, bro didn't even cry at his own son's graduation.
hey, listen. I cried so many tears before that. Like I was crying like when I found out that he had
bro didn't cry getting no child support. That nigga
Yo, listen, man. Like I told like when my son's coach called me and he goes, I got some great news for you, man. I just want you to know that your son got a wrestling scholarship. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the coach, and just the wave of just like I was just bawling for about a half an hour. Because you know what the thing is like everybody, like my dad would go, take it easy on him, leave him alone. And I'm like, no.
You a Cancer?
Huh?
You a Cancer?
Nah, I'm Aquarius.
Okay, well you a water sign, man. You niggas like to cry.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, man.
I knew over there, like, I knew my mama. You know that nigga like to cry, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, like, man, like I'll be sitting there just on my. All right, you won. All right, that's cool. But was the kid any good? He was all right. Well, doesn't matter. We don't care about all right kids. We want to be good kids. If we ain't beating good kids, we ain't beating nobody.
Okay.
He'll be sitting there. His mom, give him some credit. No, there's no. Like he has a job. His job is to be one of the 16 best in the state. That's the role.
He play basketball?
Nah, he wrestled.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
That nigga definitely gonna be doing some bar crawls.
Yeah.
Listen.
That nigga's a wrestler. You got to be careful how you talk to that nigga.
Like I told you, know what the funny thing is that like I was joking with my boys yesterday when I was with them. I'm like, man, I had to come to the conclusion that I might have some white grandkids, man, because he going to Missouri.
Yeah.
I just came to the conclusion.
Hey man, love it.
Darshawn to be proud.
Hey,
the snowman will be extra proud.
Hey man, love is love, man. You
love is love.
That's one of them things you can't choose, bro.
For sure.
You can't.
Niggas, we be trying like a motherfucker, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Should choose you, Jack.
Man, real quick, so I gotta ask you, for those who don't know, you know A$AP Rocky very, very well.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, what was your first impression of A$AP Rocky?
Who was this little dirty nigga smoking weed in my store? Who was this little nigga with this big ass cranium smoking weed in my store? Nah, Rocky, that's my little bro, man. That's my brother for real. My younger brother, not little. We grown man.
Yeah.
That's my younger brother, man. So, our friendship was, we had a friendship, but way before we started actually working with one another. And they kind of looked at me as like an figure, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a store in the Lower East Side, New York.
Yeah.
Based all of them, not just Rocky, but Nas, Bari at the time, Yams, me and Yams got to know first. Rest in peace. That was my brother for real. So, all them brothers, man, I had nothing but love for them. Nothing but love for them off top. You know, we'd be the niggas downstairs smoking in the basement of my store, and I'd be like, man, get the fuck, you know, we do a party, they'd be the last ones to leave, helping me clean up. Shit like that. Just really good brothers, man. Really good brothers that, you know, were visionaries, extremely artistic. And Rocky was just, you could tell Rocky was special. You know, I tell people all the time, like, being a star ain't for everybody. That shit is literally ordained. If you believe in God, you know, that's something that's ordained by God. Your level of magnetism and how people are drawn to you is not something that you can practice. Like, you know, because when you do, you can fake it. The motherfuckers who practice the shit, them is the corny brothers. You know, Rocky, all that shit you be seeing a nigga do, like, that's just who he is. And he's.
All right, I got a question for you, Chin. Who you think? So, in a battle, who you think? ASAP Rocky, or Joey Badass?
Like a battle? I'm partial. You know, I'm gonna stick with my team. So I'm coming in with ASAP. I'm leaving with ASAP.
Yeah, but Joey, he was down with the ASAP crew, right? He was a part of ASAP crew, right?
It was all very cool. I met Joey probably was like 17, but Joey's part of Pro Era, and Pro Era is from Brooklyn. ASAP is from Harlem, so they knew each other. I think ASAP came to prominence right before Joey and them really popped off. But Joey's an incredible MC, and my younger brother as well. Joey's crazy, like, you know, he's extremely gifted and got a natural magnetism as well. You see, it's why he does so well on the screen. Like, Joey's incredible, man.
Yeah, he is. He got good music. Also, the brother can act.
But I'm from LA, man. I'm from LA, man. We choose sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this side when it comes down to it. You feel me?
All right, so let's take it back West Coast real quick. So I want to ask you, in your opinion, who's the most overlooked West Coast artist ever?
A brother named Boy Wonder from a group called Funky Town Pros. One of the most incredible MCs I ever heard. And came up during the era where, you know, lyricism was celebrated, and, you know, one of the most incredible, influential MCs I ever heard, but never really got the, you know, the look that he deserved. But it was a brother named Boy Wonder.
Okay.
Incredible. And then I'll say Game. You know, Game has such an impact, huge commercial success. And because social media and shit like that, people always question shit he does outside of music, but when it comes to making music, you can't really say much about Chuck, man. Chuck is incredible.
Man, you know who I liked a lot? The East Siders, man.
Incredible. Trey D is a legendary in street
East
figure.
Siders, man.
Yeah, Trey D is, you know, his cadence and his style is uncanny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he can write a rhyme in any era, and it captivates you just because he got a cadence and a flow that's just, you know, very unique. You know, it's him.
Darshan, shout out to Darshan. Darshan got a question for you, Chase. Is it? You know, you spelled your name wrong, but it is.
He's driving these kids so crazy and be young. Ice-T told me when I was 23 years old, man, I was recording a demo at Ice-T's house, and his brother told me, he was like, hip hop is a young man's sport. He asked me how old I was. I told him. He was like, damn. He's like, you right outside of what he considered to be like the sphere of influence. I was like, what you mean? He was like, man, hip hop is a young man's sport, you know, like 15 to 21. Like, by the time you're 23, you damn near old head. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So that's so crazy.
Young boy, and he told me that in early 2000. So Young Boy he represents a global youth community that is very misunderstood. And his emotional themes, the way that he spits his rhymes, the music that he chooses, the energy that he embodies is a reflection of a whole generation of kids that are kind of misunderstood. Like, so I feel like people really gravitate towards Young Boy because he represents the misunderstood kid who's smart but don't know how to articulate it all the time, who's confident but may not look you in the eye all the time when he talks to you. He always look at the floor. You know what I'm saying? Who is, you know, often viewed as dangerous, but really has had a lack of love. You know what I'm saying? a lot of brothers and sisters like that, and then for other audiences, people outside the Black community, he represents like they get to look over the fence.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this nigga got guns. He got motherfucking. Oh, we see your watch, brother. Okay. You get to watch out there.
Bro, my bad, bro. Man, come on.
Yeah. We get, he just represents. It's the voyeurism that white audiences love to participate in when it comes to Black artists. He's got angst. He's got a certain level of poeticism that's like, okay, wait, this nigga actually be saying some shit. After you get through the way that he delivers it, it's like, oh shit, young boy, and he's like I said, there's a come here, man, what are you doing? My son is wild. And there's a magnetism that young boy has that you can't teach.
I feel that. All right, so I want to ask you about, because that's we got you and Anu on here, so we can talk about Fumar. We can talk about. I want to ask y'all about Fumar exactly.
I got about 15 minutes, so let's. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good, man. You good. You good.
Fumar, I can start it. Anu can articulate it better than me because that brother loves to talk.
I been quiet most of this time.
I know. I can't believe it. I'm like, this nigga never been this quiet. Let me see. Fumar is an idea, right? Like, I knew as a tobacco professional. Until I met Anu, I didn't know many people that were really tobacco professionals. Somebody that dedicated their life to tobacco and not just smoking it, reviewing it. There's niggas and his families, involved in growing it. It's a ceremonial, cultural talisman in many ways for him and his family. So I learned a lot about certain aspects of tobacco through him. And then me and Marvin, became avid smokers and people that just went, dived down a wormhole for knowledge on probably just retail releases and the lounges and shit like that, and started going to PCA just to meet people and figure out a way at some point after spending money on this shit, figuring out how to make some money from it. And Marvin actually introduced us originally, and then told me about him, and then actually introduced us because I was already, had seen some of his stuff online, and then me and Marvin having a real interest in tobacco, and Anu being a seasoned tobacco veteran, and then me having an appreciation for what Justin has done with the Deadly Breakfast Club, and beautiful imagery and photography. I recognize that the biggest issue with cigar tobacco culture is there's very few places to market, right? And get the word out about shit. It's kind of like if you know, you can't really do ads, YouTube be tripping, all this extra shit. So I think we all recognize that, and our friendship that developed led to us wanting to do something to represent what we see as the changing or rising tide in tobacco culture, and making this shit a little cooler. So Fumar is, an effort for us to do that. He can come over here if he wants to. What's he doing? Pissing you off. My son giving my daughter a hard time. She like, give me
that. What up, little man? What's going on,
man? So Fumar it's an opportunity for us to just create an extension of our interest in tobacco and formulate some semblance of a business eventually by, chronicling the culture with beautiful imagery, live events, in real life events, and, get into some of these Discord and Patreon communities and promoting releases and shit like that. So we have a desire to become a full-fledged marketing outlet for some of this stuff. And then, I support Brother Anu just as a manager because I feel like he's a celebrity in the arena that we all love so much, but he has the ability to extend that just past tobacco culture into pop culture. So we just engage in the opportunities that show up and figuring out ways to amplify this shit because of the love we have for tobacco.
Yeah, that's a bit, man. And I've watched Justin's work. I've watched Justin's work in what he does, especially, just for those who don't know, Fumar Magazine, just Fumar Media, period. If you haven't followed them on Instagram, make sure you follow them. And like it's really interesting, and it is something that's very, very different. Very different. Hold on, we getting a new back on here.
Okay, all right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
You got two cheeks.
I'm logged in twice.
No, you are not.
No. You good? No. It's just you.
Okay. But everybody can hear me good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll jump in with Chace. Chace was so of course Fred, you know our relationship between Chace and I and Marvin and I, my manager and my brother, business partner now, friend, mentor in a lot of senses. So with Fumar, it's just another way for us to express ourselves and just a kind of collective idea of how we see the tobacco culture. It's a big deal for me. Of course, it's my life's work. You know what I'm saying? It's what I'll be doing this shit till I'm gone. But there's an intersection between like lifestyle culture, fashion, music, the whole thing that I pull from inspirationally. Justin pulls from it inspirationally, and Marvin and Chase's life's body of work, has been a part of that like influence. I had pictures of Crun in my dorm, in my room, and home, and I probably did everything that music said for a long time. And then and brother Marvin probably ain't, he's like, he ain't on that no more, but and neither am I, but it was an influential time in my life, and I feel like it's a way to communicate that. And a lot of people in the tobacco space have an idea of how they want to communicate tobacco. That's just fundamentally just not how I view the space, and this gives us an opportunity to communicate that in the intersections between fashion, music, and premium tobacco, and it's a fun project. I can't wait to build it out. Me and between Crun, Chace, and I, we've taken a couple different approaches over the years, and with Justin coming in and being willing to do something with us, and which is Fumar, from his, and to see his vantage point of how he desires to edit and produce as the editor in chief is super exciting too, because he's like me in that regard. We're fans of the hip hop, cultural essence, and Marvin and Chace lived that life. That was their lives, that's been their lives. And I feel like that's where that beautiful intersection meets in a lot of ways, and we get a chance to communicate that. And we talk a lot about the '90s cigar boom, and I think there's a new Chris coming, and those people like a Chace, a Marvin, have a lot to say, and this is their opportunity to be able to express that, and then also help us as the young boys in the group to help deliver that more refined. So, in a refined way. So, yeah, it's Fumar, man. It's not just commentary. It's events. Curated experiences, and I can't wait for it to really unfold. Get a chance to see how we think, all of us collectively, which I like the group dynamics because it's a lot of different experiences. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, for sure.
I rock with that, man, for sure. Because I mean, just the way that the cigar culture is moving in my perspective, for me, coming in from the reviewer standpoint, it's a lot of things that have changed over the time that you see in the cigar industry. Going back to from when I first started smoking cigars, when I first got into the love of the leaf, and how much times have changed since then. and it's only going to get bigger and bigger in my opinion. So I like where this is headed, and I mean, and I can't wait to see it unfold myself. And we've had conversations about it for sure. And you know, I like what it was looking like, my dog.
Yeah, what Chase brought up that hip hop was is a young man's game, and cigars is like the opposite. It's a old man's game.
Hmm.
And it's getting, and younger people are starting to fall in love with it, and I feel like then there becomes this tug of war, uh, of who's gonna be at the helm of the next generation of smoker. And I've said this 1,000 times, and it's a hill I'm willing to die on. The consumer is getting young, and a lot of the cigar brands are not preparing for the next generation of cigar smoker, adequately enough. And I've been in the space professionally a very long time at this point, especially considering my age. And then before that, got to spend most of my life, growing and cultivating this crop. So it's just interesting to see that transition, and a group like Fumar, where you got it's so diverse. You got where the older, our predecessor preceding generation meets our generation, and we have different perspectives on just like how we view things, and there's a huge synergy on where we do agree, and
Hmm.
and I think that's the magic, where we see the same things, we're seeing the same things, and have a unique perspective to contribute to formulating that into a presentation for people to consume. And I think that's the consideration that I'm looking forward to seeing when people see what we're seeing, uh, and I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Chase, I know you ain't got much time left, but I want to ask you just real quick. Can you give us your Mount Rushmore of MCs?
I hate this question.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause man, I'm such a nerd with this shit. I'll break this shit down into eras. It's too vast. It's too wide of a net. I
Yeah.
cast I cast my net too wide. Like I can break this shit down categorically because I like MC. You wouldn't think that I might actually like for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like
Okay.
a top five? How many motherfuckers on Mount Rushmore? Four?
Yeah.
Is it four? Is it four?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
four.
it's top four. Yeah, I mean, some of the usual suspects: Nas, Jay, Rakim,
Mm.
um,
Very kidding.
and yeah, Nas, Jay, Rakim, and just for in terms of like personal influence and motherfuckers that I really respect. This ain't no you know, definitive list, but I like to throw people like Pharoah Monch and
Okay.
Mm.
just throw it off.
I feel it. I feel it. Okay, but this is keep it to West Coast MCs.
um, West Coast MCs. I'd have to say Boy Wonder from Funky Town Pros, Microphone Mike or Micah 9 from Freestyle Fellowship.
Sorry, we had a nasty comment. Sorry about that.
What did he say?
No, we have
He
we
was
have
telling
we have.
Eno to do his laundry.
He said what?
He told Eno to do his laundry, please.
What?
We got some bandit. Which one of them nasty motherfuckers?
That's Peter, man. Shout out to Cigars Avengers, man. Peter always coming in giving Eno a hard ass time.
Tell Peter fuck off and send him some bombs, nigga.
Yeah.
We're talking hip hop right now. Hold on, nigga. Let's see. What I say? Microphone Mike. I said Boy Wonder from Funky Town Pros. I gotta throw my nigga Raz Kaz in there because Raz Kaz is really ensemble and incredible MC. And then man, there should be a nigga called CPO Boss Hog. Yeah. Check out CPO Boss Hog Nickel. Back in there. And I'm just giving. This is for discovery. So when people watch it, they go, "Who the fuck is that?" I want people to be like, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
I could easily say Cube, Kendrick, shit. I can say all that stuff, but them. Go check out some niggas you ain't heard of yet.
Silly Sale.
You said what?
Silly Sale.
Silly Sale is going down tonight. Yeah, it's man. Check out everybody, bro. Like I'm not like that, man. I love everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, but like when I was growing up, it was all about D Block. I used to walk around.
D Block.
Man, I used to walk around with a goddamn husky for no reason. No, one I ain't throwing hands at nobody.
Yeah.
No one I ain't throwing hands at nobody.
Yeah, we love Sheik, Styles, and Jay. D Block,
Yo.
J Hood, all them niggas.
Yeah,
we fuck with D Block out here, man. D Block got a lot of love from LA niggas, man.
Listen,
they solid dudes,
and they still at it.
Yeah, real brotherhood and loyalty. We respect
loyalty because you notice every group always break up. Every group.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of groups. I won't say every group, but a lot of groups break up.
It always happens. Money and bullshit.
Money and they never let money get between them.
Yeah. It's not publicly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I would say this, man. That second they really got a second life after whooping fucking Dipset ass.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, but at the same time, it wasn't a fair fight because
that wasn't a fair fight, man.
Because you understand, Puff.
I seen Jade in the camo shorts. I was like, "Oh, it's over." Not coming to play. They came to like, yeah.
But here's the thing too is that Puff makes sure everybody got stage training.
Yeah.
So the Locks is trained they are trained, and they're trained to read a crowd. They're trained to know how to go off each other. Like that's not just like.
Sean said the best story in Terry Taylor and hip hop is Fat Joe. I mean, Joe's become a meme nowadays, but I'm from an era where like niggas know if you know he ain't lying. He might be putting a little extra on it, but Joe he
ain't lying.
Yo, I would say this,
Joe was really outside, nigga. Like,
I work with two of Fat Joe's best friends.
Yeah.
And they tell me stories about what they used to do when they were teenagers. Joe, and both of them went upstate.
Joe is Joe is for real. He not bullshitting.
Mm-hmm.
He not bullshitting for real. That's all I gotta say. Like you can laugh if you want to, but that nigga's not lying, bro.
Yeah. But the best story I heard was when Style when they would tell a story about when the Locks was versus Benzino up in Boston. And they said Styles got knocked out, pulled out 2 knives, nose was bleeding. Talking about, so I live for this shit. It was in there about to poke somebody up.
That's probably true.
Yo, pause.
Listen. Listen. If you in New York and you hear, yo, I'm about to poke this nigga, just move to the side. Just move to the side. It could be.
Whoever said that been the Rikers before. I hate to go, man, because y'all brothers, I'm having a great time. But I got to get out of here and go do my duties as a father.
Yo, go for it, man.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man.
Y'all brothers for having me, man. We got
listen. Anytime you want to come back, man, just let us know, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Even if it's just come on to shoot the shit, man. You like, yo, like, I just want to come on and just chill.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be safe. Peace.
You too, man.
All right, brother. Shit, man.
Hey, Fred, back in the day, like he's talking about $150. like $1.50 is when they go up, and you can't, and you gotta get staples for that because they hit you with the razor. And
Yeah,
next thing you know, you
great.
see dudes coming home from Rikers, they got a big ass scar where they need 150 stitches or more.
Oh, that's crazy work. I knew, man. What you got going over there, man?
I've been traveling, dog. Me and Chace we've been running the race, man. Just got back from Albany doing a master class, and then I got BET Awards next week, and then I got
That's what's up, man.
Right after that.
Yeah. So listen, for those who are in search for Brother Anu Cigars, you have to hit him up. You gotta hit him up personally. You're tired of getting questions about it. The man is right here, and he gonna tell you, just like I'm telling you. You have to message him personally if you want it. If you want some of his cigars, message him personally.
I'm gonna start trying to put them out for everybody to buy. I see. I have this position. This is my position, and it may be disagreeable. The hardest thing I've learned and experienced being in the premium cigar space as long as I have is it's very hard in a lot of ways for a lot of African American Black owned companies to get crossover footing and even footing in the Black community. And there's this thing that has happened that normally if we all know a lot of black owned brands, they have to do a lot of proving. They have to kind of go through this extra layer of proving things to people, whatever that may be for them. Whether that's arguing about the factory that manufactures their product, their brand positioning, trying to get into certain retail shops, etc., where there's always this tug of war between the person trying to present a product to market and the people willing to open the door for them. And I just never wanted to have to. I never wanted to play that game. The direction I took was to provide a high level of hospitality and service to the right set of people in particular places that the average person, whether Black, white, or indifferent, didn't have access to. And once they didn't have access to it, and it's like, well, how do I get in there? Becomes the question. And over time, those rooms have proven to be the calling card for the cigars. You know what I'm saying? And said freaking and
eat that cake, Peter. Eat that cake.
Yeah, and I feel like it was so, and for a lot of pressure is, when I first started, I used to have run-ins with retailers, and retailers, they're like, oh, let me get a box or two, or let me, you had to give away more product than was purchased just for somebody to buy a box. There's always some kind of strain strain to the brand. But I seen that another brand would just walk in the door, and because they're, everybody's like, oh, this is the best cigar on earth, or whatever. They like the brand, they like the status that was associated with certain brands, and they can just get access to it. They'll rather have that. And now that's not the case. Some of the biggest people in the world, what I'm saying, smoke my shit regularly. You know what I mean? And I'm comfortable with that because it allows me to speak for my brand and for my brand not to get lost in the marketing ploy of other retailers. But I feel like now is the time to give people, give them the opportunity to indulge in the craft. And that was another thing too, was being put into a position where I made cigars for people who appreciated it.
Fuck this up.
I never really cared. Remember I told you I never really say often that people got shit cigars. I just always try to find the person that is for,
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes it's this ongoing thing in the cigar industry where it's not just your everyday consumer. It's that right at the snob level, where I guess what people else they are cigar aficionado or whatever, where the positioning of people's brands are outside of the control of the people that actually make them. Like it's like, oh, the brand owner did not go into this saying he was trying to make a beginner cigar. Someone started saying that about referring to their brand as a beginner cigar, which is quite offensive to I think to most cigar makers. Most cigar makers would consider that very offensive. Uh, it's kind because when you think beginner, you think great value. You think walking into Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I think we
Probably
lost
got a
it.
phone call.
Yeah.
Well, listen, until he come back, it is Father's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
A new job. He might. I don't know. He might come back. I got it. It's Father's Day weekend. You got to ask this question. And for all the fathers that's out there, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to all the fathers that's out here doing what they got to do to support their families. Do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there he is. He back. I knew this question for you too, dog. And when you come in, you can answer it if you know when you get a chance. But what does a father mean to you?
Okay, all right, all right. So I left off somewhere, then I heard the question. I can answer the question in my statement.
You know what? Come here, Isaiah. You gonna answer this question. Come here. Come here.
Um,
Come here.
You ain't no daddy.
Come here.
yeah. So
Go ahead, Anu.
yeah. So as we kind of move through the space, which I talk about often. I found it more pivotal. I found it more pivotal to kind of find a particular point and reason for what you're doing, why you're doing it, and making some clear designation for it. And for me, is heritage. Legacy. Just came off of Juneteenth, and a lot of people disdain the holiday or don't celebrate it or may have a position about it that they find unfavorable, etc. But this is a time for us to kind of reflect on what our ancestors went through for us to be in this position.
Right.
And my whole business has been, my business is my life's work. Cigars are not a hobby for me. It's not just a money maker for me. It's literally my family's identity. It's without being able to track and keep up with my family's story in agriculture, I lose a lot of my family story. Like I know where everyone is. I know who was buried where. I know everything about my family, and it's all due to the cultivation of trying to keep a crop alive in all of the iterations that our family has done it. So when you asked about like being fatherhood to me, fatherhood is the duty is a duty to me more than it is a blessing. I feel like it's a blessing to be able to provide children into the scheme of my family's heritage, where there's an opportunity to preserve another generation that's outside of my hands. So I feel like that the duty is big. Like this is my life's work, and my life's work may not be my children's life work, but my life's work is their legacy. You see what I'm saying? Is their legacy? It's their last name. It's like ball players. The dad plays, but but then the son plays and he's not as good. Then we got a chance to see Ron Harper's son, be better than his dad, and as a rookie. You know what I mean? We get a chance to see like Jalen Brunson, where
their son did something that wasn't that they didn't have the opportunity to do. You know what I mean? And do it. We seeing like Shador, you know, doing those things and having the honor to be able to, you know, help see that. You know, you had a Deion Sanders that was able to coach his son all the way through. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the big leagues. You know, and the legacy piece. That's the duty. So I think it's duty, man. I think it's duty. It's a duty. It's a very honorable one. One that we don't get a lot of respect from people all the time in society for doing the job. But when I gave up on that, bro, like the ideal of trying to like be the picture perfect father to the world, and just really focused on trying to be the father that my children need. You know what I'm saying? While also teaching them very early that, hey man, this is how we got here.
Right.
To this thing that you're experiencing right now. You know, like I've picked cotton in my lifetime, you know what I'm saying? And people hear that. I mean, I'm 35 and I picked cotton in my life, you know? And so when people be like, oh shit, people and black folks niggas still picking cotton, yeah, we still picking cotton in Mississippi right now to this day. You know, and I picked cotton in my life, but the difference between me picking cotton and my ancestors picking cotton is my family was making millions of dollars picking cotton. By the time I was picking cotton, you know what I'm saying? So they was pretty happy to run out there and pick some goddamn cotton. On our own land, you know what I'm saying? So like when you start, it's on our land, no one on that land. We ain't working for nobody, we not sharecropping for nobody. You know what I'm saying? It was on our own land. And to hear our backstory and to learn those stories, you just find a sense of duty. So when I got blessed with, you know, got an older daughter, but then I also have two boys, and the boys are hungry to kind of keep it forward at this age. You know, I post my boys a lot on the internet.
Yeah.
And I work really hard on it, and to get them ready to be able to step into the shoes of what was done. And and you know, they may choose to do anything in the world they want, you know what I'm saying? But they must know that their father got into the position to get them the life that they got off this crop, you know what I mean? And for me to get into the position to do it, my ancestors had to do it, and their ancestors did it. You know what I'm saying? It's exact same crop. The only two things that we did, you know what I'm saying, with three things that we did that my grandma would say. She said in the 90s we cooked crack. In the early 1900s we were making moonshine, and during all of those times we were growing some tobacco. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And she said, my grandma said, and I quote, I got put here on earth to move weight. That's what she said. And weight we moving. You know what I'm saying? So weight we moving, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what fatherhood is to me. Duty, man. It's a duty, man. It's a duty to preserve, man. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I feel it.
Right, I'm not gonna answer it. Go ahead, Isaiah. It's Father's Day. Why you got so shy now? Go ahead. What does Father's mean to you? Talk to the mic, boy.
I don't know. I don't know something that can really explain. I mean, but I don't know, like someone who was emotional, I guess.
Give me this microphone. Get out my face. You are the worst. You are the worst. You really.
Well, you got to answer it now.
Yeah, you know, like I'm trying to get off easy, and this one can't answer a simple question. You want to act all shy?
Because I don't know.
It's a simple question. Like
no, it's not.
Yeah. Well,
okay, you answer it.
I am.
You answer it.
Because
answer
you know what?
Damn question,
No, because for Father's Day, I figured you would say something nice about your father.
I don't know what to say.
We'll see. We'll see about that when you have something tomorrow.
All right, so tell us, what does fatherhood mean to you, bro?
Man, fatherhood means everything to me, man. You know, like honestly, like the most rewarding moment of my life was getting a text message from my stepmom, and she said, you know, you're an amazing dad. You know, it's hearing stuff like that to back up the fact that all that work you put in and the sacrifice, like being a father is sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because you have to go and you know, like it's a given that, you know, that you love your kids more than you love yourself.
Right.
You know, like you would do anything for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that means you got to go, then so they can live, then I'm gonna go. You know, like it's, you know, like seeing their triumphs is the reward you're looking for. But also too, just hearing from other people saying, "Man, your kid's a good kid."
Mm-hmm.
You know, you did the right thing. You know, because you want to be able to instill certain influences into them.
Right.
You know, and that to me is the biggest thing. And you know, that's something that, you know, like I would see that. I would see those, like my dad would pick me up and we would get in the car and we would drive to Greenwich. We would drive to like Rye, to like all these big houses. And he goes, if you want something like this, you got to put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he'll be like, and he would just sit there and talk to me for hours as we drive through, just about setting goals. You know, like making sure that you understand, like yeah, like you might not ever get there, but you know, like these opportunities are here for you.
Right.
You know, like these opportunities are here for you. And, you know, just being able to, you know, like, cause, you know, like when my son graduated, he was more emotional than I was. And that right there was like, was really, that one, like really made me happy, really hit home because of the fact of, you know, like your son did good. Your son went up and did a good job of raising your grandkids. You know, so like, you know, and that to me is really what, you know, fatherhood means. Even though, you know, one son that's here, you know, can't say not one good thing about his own daddy. You know, but we'll see about.
Honestly, you know, it wasn't for him. It wasn't for him because he's not a dad yet.
You know, like, but he can say, you know what, Dad, you're a great dad. You get me whatever I want. The second I ask for something, you get it for me. Like the second I go up and take your apple pie from you, and you give it to me with no hesitation.
I didn't even
Whatever, we don't want to hear it.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real, which I agree. I agree with both of you wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
I really agree with when Anu said duty. It's our duty as fathers to raise our children to be better than us.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that they are on the right path to succeed. My children, you know, I have little children right now, you know, and so I'm still teaching, and you never stop teaching as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You never stop instilling in your children, even when they get grown. You know, you never stop instilling in your children. And that is our duty as fathers to continue to raise our kids, even though we don't get enough credit for what we do as fathers.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. That's why, you know, when I hear, you know, people talk about, you know, how Father's Day is the least respected holiday. You know, it's definitely something I did my part with my kids. They are Cowboys fans off to a good start.
Yeah, right.
No, man, but you know, on a serious note, for real, um, I fatherhood for me is instilling in your children the importance of putting your best foot forward in whatever you do. Because that's something that my father instilled in me. Said, son, no matter what you do, I don't care what you do, just make sure that you put your best foot forward in whatever you do. And I always remember that all a man has is his name. You determine what people are going to make of your name. And this, you know, and I gotta, when starting this show, I'm not just thinking about myself. I'm thinking about the others that are around me, the company that I keep, and also I look back and for my children, um, having a doing something to let them know, like, even no matter what they start, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Always remembering that. And so fatherhood for me is something special. Not everybody's cut out to be a father, and that's okay.
But you know what, Fred? But the
What?
way you said not everybody's meant to be a father, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I must
No,
say,
you good.
and this is one thing that's been on my mind. I hate when people have kids and don't take care of them, and they make excuses like, "Oh, well, it's the mother. Oh, my ex, you know, she put
Yeah.
and you run from your responsibilities."
Mm-hmm.
Those to me are the worst kind, because how do I trust you? You don't take care of your own kids, so how am I supposed to trust you? But
Right.
you supposed, how are you solid?
Right.
You know,
I
how
get
are
that.
you solid? You know, how are you a solid person if you can't put your ego aside? Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, even if you aren't with her, you so scared to go up and pay your child support and get your kid on the weekend. Listen, you
Mhm.
fight for your visitation. You do whatever you like. If you have to move heaven and earth to see your kids, take care of your kids, do it.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, you will be rewarded for your sacrifice,
Mhm.
because they'll see that,
Yeah.
and they might not see it right away. It might take them 24 years, you know, like
Shout out to my
they're
pops,
grown.
man.
What's up, pops?
Shout out to my pops, man.
You know, it might take them till they have their own kids and they see what you went through with their mom,
Mhm.
and then they finally come to you like, "Damn, Dad, like I understand."
Right.
And you know, and then you can finally take them in and have that talk, like, "Yo, like don't let the same thing that happened to me and you happen with you and yours.
Right.
Like, break that curse."
Yeah, for
You know,
sure. It's breaking
like
chains, man. It's
yeah.
breaking. It's a generational curse that has to be broken, and
Well, you
that's
know what? But
also another thing too. That's
yeah.
also another thing too that a lot of people, like, they overlook, is you break the generational curses that are bound on your family. If you want to be different, then you step out and you be different. Again, it all goes towards putting your best foot forward and becoming a
Mhm.
better person. Not for your significant other, but for you
What's going
becoming
on, pops?
what's good.
Hey, pops, we got one, pops. Oh, I can't you can't even see it. We got one, pops.
Oh my god. Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
But for real though,
Hey, Mr. Bell, you're 100% correct, Mr. Bell.
shout out to Mr. Bell too. Shout out to Mr. Bell. I think, you know, even when it comes to all my married fathers out there, I think it's important for your children to see the love in your marriage,
Exactly.
to see that, because when, you know, even though kids are gonna say ew, that's fine, you're gonna see it. That means that, especially if you got boys, they know how to treat their wife. You love on your wife in front of your
Exactly.
kids. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want my kids to see that. No, man, let your kids see that how much you love your wife, or how much how much you love your husband. That's important for a child to see. Even at a young age, it's important because one day they're going to be, if they decide to get married, then they're going to be in relationships. It's important for them to see exactly how to treat a woman, how to talk to a woman, how, you know what I'm saying? That's important. Same thing when it goes to for mothers when it comes to their daughters as well. It's very important. But with Father's Day, man, listen, fathers, I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. All the fathers, man. I want to tell you guys, if don't nobody tell you they love you, I love you. We love you over here. We love you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Except, except for fucking Peter, who raised his sons the wrong way. Peter raised his sons the wrong way.
Listen, man. Listen.
Anybody that raised their kids a motherfucking Eagles fan, curse their kids. That right there is a generational curse.
Don't forget the stepdads. Darshan is a low key kind of a stepdad out here. But listen, no, for real. Like even if you are a stepdad, you know what I'm saying. You're playing a dad role for anybody that's even if you don't have kids. I'm coming from the teacher standpoint. There's a lot of teachers that aren't parents, but they have young boys that look up to them. You get what I'm saying? They have. Oh, shout out my uncles in here. Shout out. What's up, Uncle Ron? Appreciate you, Uncle Ron. Happy Father's Day to you too.
What's going on, Uncle
Ron? It's important that these young boys see men do men shit. It's important. It's important. And when I say men shit, when they see men hustle and grind, they see a father being a father. They see a man being present, and it's a lot of these boys that need a real man to step up and be present in their lives, no matter if you're a father to them or not. It's important because of the fact that those young men are going to grow up to be men themselves, and they have to know how to navigate in the world. Even though that those lessons are hard, but they watch you handle those tough lessons, and they see how you react. That's why that's very important. So Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Even if you're not a father, you're a father figure to somebody. So,
hey, and Fred, I tell you this, the two most happiest and scariest things you ever gonna hear in your life is you're gonna be a father. Because
nobody's never ready. You're never ready. You're never ready. You're never ready. And that's why I have to say, because I've heard people say, and we are a little bit over time, but it's okay. I've heard fellas say, man, I don't want to have kids. I'm not ready. You're never ready. Oh, he said, make them earn that shit.
hey, facts. You know what?
Make them earn it. Make them earn it. And I think the most important lesson that you can teach children, period, no matter girl or boy, is discipline. That is the biggest thing that you can teach a child, is learning how to be disciplined, because discipline is a part of life that you will never, ever forget. You have to be disciplined in all aspects of life. All aspects of life. You have to be disciplined, and also you have to be humble as well. You have to be humble. You have to be disciplined. You have to stay grounded in yourself. And also, for all my young boys out there, if you don't know yourself, this is the time as a young man. If you're growing up and you're trying to find yourself, you have to know it's best to find someone in your life that can guide you and put you on the right path to where you need to be.
Hey, Fred, speaking, Peter brought up a good point. I'll tell you this. Now, Peter gonna appreciate this story. So I had Nintendo, and I had Blades of Steel, which is a hockey game.
I know. Yeah. I remember Blades of Steel.
So I'm playing it, and my dad goes, I'm like, Dad, play me, Dad, because I'm thinking I'm gonna bust him up, because my dad don't play video games. I said I'm gonna bust him up. Man, my dad went up and beat me like I stole something in that damn game. I was so mad. Like I went up, I bumped him, got like the little fight mode. He beat me up in the fight. Man,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there crying, like tears. And he goes, don't be a sore loser, don't cry. Man, I was hurt. And
Man,
then
yeah.
I got beat so bad, and he was so mad that I was like crying and complaining. Man, he beat me after and was like, don't be a sore loser, just get better.
There you go.
Man, still to this day, I still remember how I lost in that goddamn game. And
Man,
still to this day, like I listen. Like the good thing is, none of my kids can beat me in Mortal Kombat. None of them can beat me in Street Fighter.
But your oldest son can whoop your ass in wrestling.
Listen, anytime.
In real life.
Listen.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear that.
It's gonna be on again.
We got to see the footage. We need to see the footage. And Peter can attest to this. Peter, he been talking about that shit for a whole year and a half. We still ain't seen no footage.
Listen, I don't want to go and break the kid and break his confidence.
He said, "No, go to sleep." He said, "I'll ref."
I don't want to break the kid's spirit because he a college wrestler now. He's a college. I don't want to go and embarrass the kid.
Yep. You know, and my dad, I was actually about to bring that story up, Dad, real quick before we end it. Growing up, my dad taught me how to catch a football and how to remain disciplined in catching the football. And then anytime I didn't catch it, it hit me in the face, I would cry. My dad would say, beat him up, ball. Every time until I learned actually how to put my hands out and catch the ball right in front of me. And I look at that as hater. I look at that in life as everything you want, everything you need is right out in front of you. You have to stick your hands out, be patient, and everything you need will fall right in your hands. Yeah, and that's you gotta stay disciplined because you can't catch no ball looking this way or looking this way or looking behind you. You can only see what's in front of you. So, with that being said, y'all.
Mr. Bell, there ain't no excuses. I don't want to break the kid. You know, like the kid worked hard to get a scholarship. I don't want him to go up and be like, damn, like I'm not good enough because my dad is just that nice. You know, like listen.
No, we're gonna end it right here because talking that bullshit.
Taking me down.
Talking that bullshit. Hey man, listen, y'all. This has been a great episode, a fantastic episode. We appreciate Chace Infinite. For those who don't know who Chace Infinite is,
hold on, Fred.
You gotta know.
How's your mental, Fred? How's your mental?
Oh, hey man, listen. My mental is doing a lot better. I'm feeling better. Hey man, getting better for sure. And how are you mentally, physically, emotionally, brother?
I was good to a couple minutes ago. You know, man, I was great.
Don't you do that.
You know, like
why are you blaming me?
You know, like I go up and the second the boy asks for something, hey dad, can we get a new mount? Oh, you got Father's Day gift for me?
Yeah, you're gonna get one.
Oh my God!
Please don't let it be socks or tie or underwear.
Exactly. You know.
Please don't go get no socks. Please, y'all don't listen. Don't get your daddy no socks. If you everybody
honestly, too, that needs to be banned. Yeah, you know what? And I would say this, man. Like it's simple nowadays. You can go up and get your father a hat from Dad Gang. You know, just a little plug. You can get him a Dad Gang hat.
For sure. You know? We like hats.
And then he didn't beat me like nothing, Mr. Bell.
Yeah, whatever. Hey man, listen, for those whose father is no longer present, God bless you. May God keep you. and always remember everything that your father instilled in you. Always remember that. And man, happy Father's Day, y'all. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
We love y'all.
Happy Father's Day to Jalen Brunson for
Oh
sonning
my
his son.
God.
Wemby.
Oh my God.
You know,
There
I'm just
you
saying.
go.
You know, happy Father's Day to him for beating that French bitch's ass.
Oh my God, man. Let Wemby have his time, man. Let Wemby have his time.
Let him go. Let him go back to the monks. Let him go back to the monks and cry some more.
Oh my God. Anyways, listen, y'all, check it out. So next week we will have Stephen Lampert. He'll be on with us. We'll be smoking his new cigar, Baba Yaga.
Oh, and don't forget, it's a Friday show.
It is. That is a Friday show on the 27th. Yes, on the 27th. So wait, is that a Friday? Hold on, let me check my calendar. Hold on, time out. Oh, and we will be going on a little later. It'll be 7:30 instead of 6:30 because his flight, just in case he have some flight issues, he may not. But so we set that time. No, the 27th. The 27th is on Saturday.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be a show. Okay,
that's gonna be a Saturday show. So we will be smoking his new cigar, the Baba Yaga. So if you have it, I'm gonna try to see if we can get some other guys. I know Steven won't be here. Shout out to Steven. Steven is on family trip with the fam. So shout out to Steven. Steven won't be there with us. So I'm trying to get some more people on with us. I'm gonna see if I can work it, try to get Peter on with us next week. And see if we can get Felipe on with us and stuff. But I'm gonna see who all who can join and they can join us. So we call it. I'm calling it now. We calling it the Cigar Avengers Roundtable Smoke Session. Call it the Roundtable Smoke Session. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a very, very good name for that. So it's gonna be like a community smoke review, whatever. And we're just gonna have Stephen Lampert on with us, which this is his second time coming on the show with us, and we're happy to have him back on with us.
Let's reach out to Skinny, see if we get Skinny on. Skinny,
man, I'm gonna reach out to Skinny, so we'll see if he has it. See if he has the cigar.
And one other thing, hey, Darshawn, you make sure you show up with 2 bottles of Crown for Mr. Bell tomorrow.
Oh,
Crown never let you down.
Yep,
Crown never let you down. So,
hey, not the little bottles. Make them the big shits, the big bottles.
The big
bottles. 2 big bottles.
2 big bottles.
He raised your ass. He raised your ass. 2 big bottles of Crown. And give him some money.
Yeah.
There you go. Give him some money. All right, y'all. Listen, man. Listen, we'll see y'all next week. Same place, same motherfucking time. And tell a friend over what,
Tell a friend. Tell a motherfucking friend. Nixon 5.
Oh,
until next time. And that rhyme. Nixon 5 until next time. Y'all know what the vibes are ready.
Oh my God. Listen, y'all know the vibes, man. We love y'all. Y'all remember, stay lit, stay laughing. Cigar Avengers out. Peace, y'all. Y'all be easy. There you go.